Welcome, one and all, to our channel. We are the Replay Warriors. I am Jacob. With me today will be Max.
Hi.
Our channel is going to be primarily commentary. Very rarely will you see our faces unless we do some kind of like skit thing.
Which is really a shame.
Yeah.
We are four ruggedly handsome young men, all in one room together. Gets pretty intense pretty quick.
Four grown men.
I'm chopping down a tree right now.
Yeah.
That's how rugged I am.
Sitting on a couch playing video games. You can only imagine the incredible physical shape that we're in right
Kyle's
now.
just sitting over there trying to fit like his massive cock in his pants. It's like it just keeps spilling out. Like I'm looking at it right now.
Oh
It's
my
spilling
God.
out.
Oh, jeez.
Alright,
Okay.
well, we're playing
We're-
Mad Max.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
playing
we're
Mad
playing
Max
Mad
today. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started while we just have our little conversation. I'm just going to delete that because that was our last one. And here we go. This is
Yay.
loosely based off of the world that Fury Road, the movie, created. Like Gastown is a town in it, and in Fury Road, there's just some people that show up from it. But what this is about is it's not canon per se to the movies. What it'll probably be is if this does well enough, the video games will go in their own kind of story, I'm assuming. Maybe like a trilogy like the movies were. But it has aspects from the other Mad Max movies, like, you know, your car, you can make your car look like the car from the original movie and stuff. Like, there's little stuff like that. You only have a sawed-off as your weapon, and main weapon throughout most of the entire movies has always been a sawed-off shotgun. So they try to keep it as finely tuned and as close to the movies as they can, while also creating a new world, while creating something that they could toy around with and shape into something that they wanted it to be completely on their own.
Okay, yeah. Well, while we're on the topic and while the intro is still playing, we should probably establish like our background with the franchise. Jacob, I know you've seen all the movies. Like,
Yep.
You're a huge fan. I've only ever seen the first one. I don't know about you, Dakota. I don't know.
I saw the newest one, Fury Road, and then I saw like Half Hour Road Warrior.
Okay.
So, not too much.
The
So,
Road
yeah,
Warrior.
I'm really unfamiliar with the series. Aside from that first movie, which I hear is like not even the best.
The funny thing about the Mad Max movies is the fact that since George Miller came back to do Fury Road, he had little Easter eggs tucked in that he kept from all the way in the beginning of the movies. Like, in Road Warrior, there's a little music box that he gives to a little feral child because he's being crazy and running around like a maniac. And he gives... It's like what is inside a music box that you turn to make it play. It's like that little mechanism. And he gives it to a child to calm the child down.
Gearing?
And, huh?
The gearing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And in Fury Road, there's a real quick little scene where there's a woman just playing the same little music box from the beginning of the movie. One of the even cooler things that they did, the original car that they used in the Mad Max movie from 1979 was in the beginning of Fury Road. Same car and everything. They managed to keep it in a running condition well enough for them to film the opening scene. And then they destroyed it. They just totaled that thing. Like, in the first 5 minutes of the movie, that car
Wait,
just
and-
gets fucked.
And in real life as well, did they actually destroy it?
Well, yeah, all of the stuff.
You're kidding.
What George Miller always likes to do is he likes to make everything practical.
Right.
So when he filmed the car getting messed up, the car actually got messed up. The car
Oh, God.
spins out and rolls in the desert, and pieces of it just fly off. So he wants it all to look realistic. But this is also about to be one of the coolest opening segments in any video game.
We do not endorse kicking dogs and
Yeah, no.
throwing them off of cars.
Animal violence is really
Totally
a no-go.
not cool. Yeah, don't do that, guys.
But if you're ever cornered and you have a chainsaw and a stick, do this. Just let that sink
yeah,
in.
you know, he had
He's still alive. That's crazy.
he had it coming.
But he's still up and moving.
Just let it
So,
sink in.
I mean... Oh god, that was awful.
Yes, it was. You said it.
I didn't say let it sink in though. This is a really neat game. Avalanche Studios, they're more known for the Just Cause games, and in Just Cause, like, you can destroy just about anything you come across. You don't really get a lot of that in this because in Mad Max, like I said, they like to do a lot of stuff really
his
practical.
paw.
Oh yeah, he's hurt. He's okay though. You save him.
Okay. He's gonna be our companion.
Not really.
Okay.
You just save him. I don't want to spoil any of it.
Alright, fine.
But find little like structures that you could run into with your car and that you can like pull down and stuff. But like you really don't have to go around and destroy everything you come across because that's not what Mad Max is about. Mad Max is primarily about just being in a car and making sure you don't die when you're out here in the middle of the wasteland. So a lot of the destruction comes when you're just kind of running around fighting bad guys and stuff. Another
Here's the game.
yeah, and
Here
then
we are.
here's your first look at the actual game. Here's Max himself. Doesn't really look like the Max from the movie.
No,
which
not
is
at all.
which is good though because they wanted to make him his own Max. You know, they don't want to have it look too much like him.
Okay, so like it's definitely not modeled after like Tom Hardy or
No,
Mel Gibson.
no. It's just kind of a mixture of both. Like it's
Okay.
got Tom Hardy's short haircut and like Mel Gibson's little stubble that he had in Road Warrior.
You were saying that off camera that you were talking about how they want to make. They hope they make this into their own series,
yeah.
like own separate like timeline.
They did things to it like this aspect right here. In the movies, they don't really touch on it, but your health can be recovered by one of two ways: food or water. You don't have to have it to live. Like you can find food if you don't have water and eat the food, and you'll restore your health. But that's it. Just like it would really be. You need food and water to survive. So if you get hurt, you have to go and find food and water so that way you can heal yourself, stuff like that.
So like a bullet wound, you know, a glass of water, you know, walk off a bullet
Oh, here,
wound. you'll be
Wolverine.
just
yeah,
fine.
I mean, you know, hey, it's
Video games.
It's video games.
Yeah.
This is your little buddy. He calls himself Chum
Smeagol?
Bucket,
Oh, sorry.
but you call him
Smeagol.
Chum. No, you don't call him Smeagol. He looks a lot like Smeagol, yes, but no, he is not actually
He is
Smeagol.
Smeagol from now on. He's even got the voice. Come on.
He's got more stubble than that, but
He's okay. Okay, yes. Essentially, this is his Smeagol. Yes, this is
Yeah.
pretty much like when Elijah Wood found Smeagol, and then Smeagol was like, "Oh, I have to help you." That's essentially exactly what this is, except with badass car fights and shotguns and mutated people
Which I'm
with
sure
infections.
everybody would agree was desperately needed in the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Lord of the Rings didn't have enough first-person shooting segments. I think that we should have had a little bit more of that in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of terms that they use in this game too that they used more or less in the newer movie. Like Dinky D is a name of dog food that they use, but they also refer to animals as Dinky D's, like the dog, because it's a name of dog food. So anytime you run across any dog, they just call them Dinky D's, which is from the movie.
It's actually not a bad name for a dog.
No, there's another thing, like Blackfinger. You'll see them say that quite a lot in this game. Blackfinger is what they call blacksmiths or mechanics in this world. That was introduced in Fury Road, and it was only in a very split second of dialogue between Max and one of his little what's the guy, Nicholas Holt's character, whatever his name is in the movie, I don't remember.
I don't.
Real quick, where he asks him if he's a Blackfinger, and that was just that. That's the only thing you get for it. But right now,
Okay, so for someone like me and like the people out there watching this, maybe unfamiliar with the movies, okay, what exactly happened between parts 1 and 2? Because I recall in part 1, there was still like yes, like the gangs and stuff were like really violent and really out of control, but like there still seemed to be like running towns and like a functioning police department. Like what happened between 1 and 2 that made it escalate so quickly?
they really don't explain it, to be completely honest.
Okay.
Like, kind of like in this, you know that something happened to the world, but what exactly it was is unsure. Like, it just kind of happened.
Okay.
They don't touch on it too much, but you're running around
oh,
one day. Oh yeah,
wrecked.
yeah. The fighting in this game is fantastic. A lot of people were really
That
surprised
was
when
very
you
Arkham Knight.
when you think Mad Max, you think cars and stuff. And like I said, there is insane car combat in this game. But what they wanted to do is also expand on the fact that yes, you do have to walk around on the ground at some point. So they have an insane combat system where you can just walk around and whoop everybody.
Warner Brothers
Ooh, that's
also
cool.
did Batman, didn't they?
Yeah, they did the
Yes.
Arkham Knight series.
They
So they pretty much modeled a lot of that after this.
yeah.
See, look at that.
That was
Boom.
sick.
Whooped them all, just like that.
Yeah,
And then here
gun,
come more.
start shooting people.
You want to conserve ammo as much as possible in this game.
Oh, that makes sense,
Oh
yeah.
shit, I got kicked. One thing that this game does and does
That is so
well
cool.
is the feeling of the fact that you actually have to look hard to find stuff. Not so much game meant to, like that, like finding the wire. There was a waypoint for me to do that. I was supposed to, but like if you shoot your gun and you run out of ammo is pretty damn hard to find in this. So you want to conserve it as much as possible because when you're in the car doing some of the fighting, you want to have your shotgun so that you can shoot some of the cars like in their gas tanks, which they just
right.
strap to the back of the cars in this world now, and then you're
That's
okay.
safe.
So that way you can blow up the car in one shot. But this game kind of borrows the combat from the Arkham series.
I could
The,
tell.
the driving is kind of all on its own. They did a really exceptional job. You'll see in a moment when I fix his car. The driving is fantastic. You have so much creativity and like customization with your vehicles in this game that apart from leveling up Max himself, your car almost feels like its own character.
Okay.
The amount of thought and creativity that you can put into it is just it's unbelievable, to be
Like-
completely honest.
Like Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts, but with effort.
No. Why would you mention such a beautiful thing like this and then compare it to Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts?
I said it's Banjo-Kazooie with effort.
I don't even want to talk about nuts and bolts.
I know, that's why I brought it up.
It just hurts me. I'm trying to get to a point where you at least see some of the car. We don't want our episodes to be primarily too long, so I'm trying to a moment, but you're about to find your first car, and I just really want you to see the car before we have to stop for the day. But let me see. Let me get in. You can't run with the dog either, so it takes you a really long time to get to the buggy and put him in the
Well,
buggy.
We're probably going to have to do that next time I replay Warriors. We are hitting the episode mark right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
This
I will
car.
put my dog inside my vehicle, and then when we see you next time, you will get to see the very first and hopefully the very good driving segment. So, everyone, thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.